This is our welding process project. The presenters will be Elijah, Elaine, Tyler, and myself, Robert. This is Robert speaking, so I will be taking the introduction as well as the physics of welding. I will introduce what welding is and how the process is conducted, essentially going over its simple definition of the joining of materials that consists of metals and plastics at high heats. I'll then go over various other processes of welding, such as resistance, oxyfuel, hyperbaric, which my peers will go over in the next few slides. And then I'll go a little bit into the physics of welding, where the knowledge of heat transfer is essential to understand how welding works, as it is a complex process.
This is Tyler. I was tasked with researching about arc welding. So arc welding is a welding processes that uses an electric arc to melt and fuse metals together. Arc welding creates work by creating an electrical arc between an electrode and the workpiece, generating intense heat at the welding point. So there's several types of arc welding processes, including shielded metal arc welding, also known as stick welding. It uses a consumable electrode coated in flux. As the electrode melts, the flux creates a protective gas shield around the weld, preventing atmospheric contamination. Another type of arc welding process is gas metal arc welding, and it uses a continuous wire electrode fed through a welding gun. Along with a shielding gas, such as an argon or a mixture of gases, the arc forms between the wire and the workpiece, and the shielding gas protects the weld from atmospheric contamination. And the last type of arc welding process is flux core arc welding, and it uses a continuous wire electrode, but the electrode is tubular and filled with flux, and this flux generates a shielding gas when burned, eliminating the need for an external shielding gas.
Hi, my name is Elaine, and I'll be discussing for the presentations the resistance welding, um, doing short definition of the resistance welding, how it works, and we'll be discussing several types of the resistance welding. There's the spot welding, projection welding, and seam welding. For the presentation, I'm planning to put more of photos and how those works.
This is Elijah speaking. I'll be going over the oxy-fuel gas welding. I'll be describing the process of the welding, for example, how it uses a combination of oxygen and fuel gas to create high temperature flame. I'll also be going over the advantages of the oxy-fuel gas welding process.
This is Robert speaking again. I'll be closing out the presentation by talking about other welding processes besides the ones that were aforementioned. This may include electroslag welding, stud welding, and hyperbaric welding. I will go a little bit more into detail to finish it off. And then our last slide contains resources that we are pulling the information from. And that conducts our presentation.